Hi everyone, Marion Emberson here for WOW Embossing Powder, showing you a simple stamped and embossed card using the Blizzard Hugs from the Ton stamps. Really beautiful stamps these are, and they show off these embossing powders just lovely. I'm going to be using the 3 snowflakes in this, so starting with the large one. What you saw me doing just then was actually just sort of placed them around the card just to make sure my card was big enough. So I'm not using the whole of this one on there. They're actually brand new, so I've not even used these before, so that's why I'm peeling them off very gently. You always want to be like that with stamps the first time. And then just to make sure I know exactly where I want it, I place it on the card and then I'll pick it up with the acrylic block. Make sure it's down. I'm using the Toteally Amazing trio, one of our new trios. We haven't made a spelling mistake. Some people said, have you made a mistake spelling it? And it's like, no, it's teal and it's just totally amazing. So we was like, it's totally amazing. We just love it. So yeah, we haven't made a spelling mistake on there. So when you stamp, always have your block down on a hard surface and take your ink pad to it. This is quite a large stamp, so I just went over it a few times. And then when you actually stamp this down, I'm going to apply quite a bit of pressure to it, again, because it's quite a large stamp. So just push it all around. I'm always keeping one hand on there so that I don't move the block. But you'll find that because our ink is quite a sticky ink as well, it holds it there at the same time. So this one is Ice Teal, and I'm just doing one of my favourite techniques. I love doing this. It's just multicolour embossing. So I just do it in a few places, but I don't lift the card up and let it drop down, because otherwise the powder would then stick to all of it. I just pick it up and literally just flip it over quite quickly. So I'm going to do exactly the same, and this time this one's the Real Teal. These colours together are just so beautiful. So there you go, you just see I just flip it over, shake off the excess, and then you want to put that back in the pot. I've got a little bit of powder stuck on my paper where I stamped it down. And then I do what I always say to people never to do. Try not to handle the card, but you'll see that I do in a moment. So with your last colour, you can do as many colours as you like with this, but with your last colour, you're actually just going to throw it all over there. And yep, sure enough, you can see one of my fingerprints where I've actually handled the card. So just get yourself a little brush and just touch it in places where you want to get rid of it. If it's close to the design, you can actually just touch it with the brush rather than brushing it off, and then just blow it gently, and then that will remove the loose pieces where it's not stuck to any ink. All it's trying to do at the moment is stick to the oil in my fingers that I'd left on there. So just tidy it up before you want to go ahead and heat set it. And then I clear up as I go along. I've had too many accidents in the past. And then I'm going to heat set it from underneath. Now, I prefer to do it from underneath, especially if there's like a shimmer, a glitter or anything to the powder, because when you heat from the top, those top pieces are just going to go off. They're just going to fly off. So heating from underneath grabs it all from the bottom, and then it gradually melts it through to the top. So as I say on here, I'm just whizzing through this bit because it's the same technique, but I'm just going to use 2 colours. And I just worked out roughly, like I said, I've not used these stamps before, so I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just sort of playing. And I'm just worked out roughly where I wanted to have the stamp designs. You can emboss this all the way along and then heat it all in one go. I just preferred, whenever I'm on a video, I always do something wrong. So I just preferred to heat emboss as I went along each one, so I didn't knock it or smudge it or anything. So again, just heating from underneath. I always give a little bit on top as well, just to finish it off. And now I'm going to pick up one of the smaller snowflakes, and this time I'm just going to use some VersaFine Onyx Black. So it's a nice tiny little snowflake. So as the sentiment says, if hugs were snowflakes, I would send you a blizzard. I thought I'd make a little blizzard on the card. So again, I've whizzed through that. This one I'm going to emboss. But before I do that, I just want to heat set the VersaFine. VersaFine is an oil-based ink and it stays wet quite long. So it's brilliant for embossing with as well. So if you're using like the pearlized colours, violet pearl, red pearl, etc., use the black ink underneath and you'll get that that pearl colour come through. It looks fantastic. So yeah, so I just gave it a little dry as such. And now I'm going to emboss these ones. So I'll just do a few in a few places because our ink stays wet for a nice long time. And I should say sticky. And I'm using the Gilded embossing powder. This is so beautiful, this colour. It's, I suppose, how do I describe it? It's like a champagne colour. It's absolutely stunning. Once I've done all those and filled in where I wanted to fill in, again, I've got little tiny bits on there because my hands were just wandering everywhere. So just tidy up. You always want to tidy up before you heat set, because once you heat set, that's it. It's permanent then, and there's no going back. So just give it a little flick. And again, I'm just going to heat from underneath. I'll move it around, especially when it's a small piece, because I don't want to overheat it. I don't want to burn it. So you're best to just move it around, and then that stops the heat being too hot for you on your card. So I just want to go along and just do those ones. And there we go. Just one simple finished card. It just shows how beautiful those colours work together. Thanks for watching. Bye.